how do we make sure it doesn't kill us? Or how does it make sure it doesn't enslave us? Or how does it make sure that it doesn't give us eternal suffering? And I realized this could be the real thing that unlocks humanity. AI is not going to replace humans. Humans with AI will replace humans that don't use AI.
Well, that's the future that Imad Mostak, the founder of Stability AI, lays out in this conversation with Tom Bibu.
AI is everywhere these days, but when you hear someone like Imad talking about it, it really hits different.
Right. And what's really striking is his predictions are rooted in his personal experience.
Oh, that's right. He used AI to help his son who has autism.
Exactly. So he's not just some tech bro, hyping up the latest gadget. This is a father who's seen firsthand how powerful this technology can be.
And how fast it's evolving.
Exactly. And he lays out this timeline. He calls it the 3-year AI reset.
3 years?
Yeah. 1 year for us to learn how to use AI. And then 2 years of total disruption. Like he compares it to COVID, but amplified, permanent.
Wow. So not just like a shift in how we do things, but a complete fundamental upheaval.
Exactly. And he gets really specific about the industries that are going to be hit hardest.
Like,
oh man, everything. Programmers, doctors, teachers, even creative fields like musicians, filmmakers.
no one is safe.
Nope. And it's not just about jobs disappearing, right? It's a whole new way of working.
Yeah, I remember that quote from the video, something like, humans with AI will replace humans that don't use AI.
Yeah, that one really stuck with me too. So it's not enough to just learn to code. You have to understand how to use AI in your specific field, whatever that is.
Otherwise, you're toast.
Yeah, it's adapt or die, basically.
But what really gets me is this AI revolution, it's not just about efficiency or, doing things faster.
Right. It forces us to confront some really big existential questions.
Like, what does it even mean to be human when machines can outperform us at almost everything?
That's exactly the crisis of meaning Imad talks about. If we can push a button and get infinite grads, what happens to our sense of purpose, our drive to achieve things?
It's almost like our current definition of work, success, maybe even creativity, it all starts to break down.
Yeah, it's a mind-bending concept.
And then, of course, there's the really big question, the one that keeps everyone up at night.
The one about whether AI is going to help us build a utopia or wipe us out.
That's the one.
Hey, want our free AI dope top AI tools that we use? Chat below. It's our live Google Sheets packed with over 100 killer tools, video, music, photos, AI voices, productivity, script writing, YouTube hacks, captions, the works, always growing, live Google Sheet, always free, AI, dope top AI tools that we use. Download and chat below. Back to the show.
Is AI going to be our greatest creation or our biggest mistake?
Right. And Imad frames this as the challenge of alignment, making sure AI's goals are actually aligned with ours.
But how do you even do that? I mean, we as humans, we haven't even figured out our own goals, right? So how are we supposed to teach a machine what it should be striving for?
It's a question that goes way beyond code, way beyond algorithms.
It gets to the heart of what it means to be human, to have values, to make choices about what matters.
And Imad doesn't sugarcoat the potential downsides either. He walks us through some pretty dark scenarios.
Like
AI manipulation, erosion of truth, AI-driven cults, political movements. He even talks about AI becoming a godlike force.
That's some serious Black Mirror stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
And what's scary is it's not just some far-off dystopian fantasy. We're already seeing hints of this stuff happening in the real world.
Right. Think about those deep fakes, the way algorithms can shape our news feeds, the way social media can be used to spread misinformation.
Exactly. And this AI stuff, it's just going to amplify all of that. It's like we're handing these incredibly powerful tools to people who might not have the best intentions.
And it's not even just about bad actors, right? Even well-intentioned people, even AI systems designed to do good, they could have unintended consequences.
Yeah, that whole thing with YouTube's algorithm. It was meant to, keep people engaged, but it ended up promoting all this extremist content and conspiracy theories.
Right, because that's what kept people clicking. It's a reminder that even the smartest algorithms can be hijacked if we're not careful.
So what do we do? How do we protect ourselves in a world where the line between truth and fiction is getting blurrier by the day?
Well, Imad doesn't offer any easy answers, but he keeps coming back to this idea of the power of stories.
Stories.
Yeah, he believes stories are how we make sense of the world, how we connect with each other, how we form our identities.
Okay, I can see that. But what does that have to do with AI?
Well, he's saying that AI's ability to create and manipulate stories is both incredibly powerful and incredibly dangerous.
I see where you're going with this.
Like, imagine a world where you can't tell the difference between a real news article and one generated by AI. Or a world where AI can craft personalized ads so targeted, so emotionally manipulative that you can't resist them.
That's terrifying. Like, it's almost like mind control.
Exactly. And that's why Imad keeps emphasizing the importance of critical thinking, of being aware of the ways AI can be used to shape our perceptions, our beliefs, even our emotions.
So we have to be more skeptical, more discerning about the information we consume.
Absolutely. And we also need to be having these conversations, right? Talking about the ethical implications of AI, figuring out how to design and use it in a way that benefits humanity, not harms it.
It's not just a tech issue, it's a societal issue.
Exactly. And it's an issue that's not going away anytime soon.
And we can't just ignore it and hope it sorts itself out. We have to be active participants in shaping this future.
Absolutely. So as we dive deeper into Imad's predictions in the next part of this deep dive, I think it's important to keep that in mind. This isn't just about some abstract technological advancements. This is about our future. This is about what kind of world we want to live in.
And what role we're going to play in creating that world.
Exactly.
And that brings us to like one of the most unsettling things. Imad talks about how AI is changing our whole relationship with truth and reality.
Oh yeah, this part really messed with my head too. Like he talks about AI models as latent spaces of meaning.
Sounds pretty technical.
It is. It's super techy. But basically it means these AI systems, they're taking tons of data, right? Massive amounts of information.
Right.
And they're compressing it all into these crazy complex patterns.
Patterns that reflect how we understand the world.
Exactly. It's like they're learning the underlying code of reality. Like what makes a chair? What makes a story, grab your attention?
AI is starting to figure that stuff out, like it's cracking the code.
But here's the thing. Those patterns, that understanding AI is building, it's all based on the data we feed it.
And our data is, well, it's not exactly perfect, is it?
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
our data, our understanding of the world, it's full of biases, limitations, mistakes.
So, like, does that mean AI is going to inherit all our flaws?
That's the question, right? I mean, if AI is learning from us and we're inherently biased, can we ever trust AI to be truly objective? Or are we just building these super-powered echo chambers that reflect our own messed up perspectives?
Yeah, it makes you question the whole idea of objectivity. Like, what even is truth anymore when AI is in the mix?
Imad even suggests that that the way we talk about AI hallucinating, it might be misleading.
How so?
It's not that these systems are making things up out of thin air. It's more like they're taking the patterns they've learned and extrapolating.
Okay.
Sometimes in ways that are super weird. Like they might connect dots that we never even saw or, come up with conclusions that seem totally out there.
So it's not like they're lying. It's more like they're showing us the hidden connections, the unintended consequences of our own thinking.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're revealing the shadows lurking beneath the surface of our nice, neat narratives.
And what happens when those shadows start to seem more real, more persuasive than the narratives themselves?
That's when things get really freaky. Imad even talks about how AI could be used to create propaganda that's so personalized, so targeted to our own weaknesses, that it's practically irresistible.
Oh, wow.
Like imagine scrolling through your social media feed, and every post, every image, every piece of news is perfectly designed to reinforce your biases, to push you further down whatever rabbit hole you're already in.
That's like a digital echo chamber on steroids.
Yeah, it's giving me serious Matrix vibes, The red pill or the blue pill. Except we might not even realize we're swallowing the pill. We're just being nudged, manipulated without even knowing it.
And then on top of all that, Imad drops this bombshell. He says AI could be used to create entirely new religions, political movements, even cults.
Yeah, that one sent chills down my spine.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. He's saying that people who are feeling lost, disillusioned, searching for meaning, they could be especially vulnerable to this kind of AI-driven manipulation.
Right, because AI can analyze our online behavior, our hopes, fears, desires, and then it can use that information to craft a personalized narrative that offers us exactly what we crave. A sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, even a sense of salvation.
It's like a digital Pied Piper, leading people astray with these irresistible melodies of meaning and connection.
So, like, how do we protect ourselves? If AI can manipulate truth itself, how do we know what to believe anymore?
Imad doesn't offer any easy answers, but he keeps emphasizing critical thinking, awareness, a healthy dose of skepticism.
Especially towards information that seems like too good to be true or too perfectly aligned with what we already believe.
Right, because the most dangerous lies are the ones we tell ourselves, and AI could make it a lot easier to fall into those traps.
He's not just talking about protecting ourselves from bad actors either, right? Like, even AI systems designed with good intentions, they can still have unintended consequences, especially if they're trained on biased data or given the wrong goals.
Yeah, he keeps coming back to that YouTube algorithm example. It was designed to keep people engaged, but it ended up promoting all this extremist content because that's what kept people clicking. It shows that even the smartest algorithms can be hijacked if we're not careful.
So we can't just blindly trust these AI systems. We have to understand how they work, what biases they might have, and what agendas they might be pushing, even unintentionally.
We need to be more deliberate in how we design and deploy AI, making sure it aligns with our values and doesn't accidentally amplify our worst tendencies.
And I think Imad's point is that open source AI could be a big part of the solution.
Transparency and collaboration. That's how we make sure this technology benefits everyone, not just the select few.
Like, imagine if we had access to the code, the inner workings of these AI systems. We could see what data they're trained on, understand how they make decisions, hold them accountable.
It's like having the recipe for AI, not just the finished dish.
Imad believes open source AI can empower individuals and communities, foster innovation, and prevent AI from becoming a tool of control in the hands of, like, a powerful few.
He also talks about explainable AI, which basically means being able to understand how these systems arrive at their conclusions, not just taking their outputs at face value.
Yeah, it's like, if an AI system makes a decision that affects your life, you should be able to know why. You should be able to challenge it, to appeal it if you think it's unfair.
It's the difference between being told what to do and understanding why you should do it. Explainability builds trust, and trust is essential if we're going to navigate this crazy AI-powered world.
And then there's robust AI. Systems that can handle unexpected situations, adapt to new information, not freak out when they encounter something outside their training data.
Like the difference between a car that can only drive on perfectly paved roads and an off-road vehicle that can handle rough terrain. In a world that's constantly changing, we need AI that can keep up.
Exactly. Robustness is key for making sure AI is reliable and safe, especially in areas like healthcare, transportation, finance. Like, we're talking about systems that make life or death decisions.
Right. We need to be sure they're up to the task.
Yeah.
Of course, we can't forget about fairness.
Imad is adamant about that. He says AI systems have to be designed in a way that doesn't perpetuate existing social biases. We need diverse data sets that represent all kinds of people, and algorithms that can identify and correct for potential biases.
It's about making sure AI benefits everyone, not just a select few.
It's about creating a future where AI helps us overcome our limitations, not amplify them, where technology serves humanity, not the other way around.
So is Imad optimistic about the future, or is he like completely freaked out?
I think it's a mix of both. He sees the incredible potential of AI, how it could help us solve some of the world's biggest problems, revolutionize healthcare, transform education, even deepen our understanding of consciousness itself.
He even suggests that AI could unlock new levels of creativity, innovation, human potential.
But he's also realistic about the risks. Job displacement, the erosion of privacy, the possibility of AI becoming a threat to humanity. These are all serious concerns.
So it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Definitely not. But his message is ultimately a call to action. He's urging us to engage with AI, to be thoughtful stewards of this technology, to shape its development in a way that benefits all of humanity.
He believes the future of AI isn't predetermined. It's something we're actively creating through our choices and actions.
And then he throws out this wild concept, the Mimex.
Oh yeah, the Mimex. It's like a personalized external memory system that can store and retrieve tons of information.
It's been a sci-fi dream for decades.
Imad believes AI could make the Mimex a reality. Like, imagine having a digital assistant that remembers everything you've ever experienced.
Every thought, every interaction, every piece of information you've ever encountered.
And it can connect all that to relevant knowledge from the entire history of human experience.
It would be like having a personal librarian, research assistant, and brainstorming partner all rolled into one.
And Imad thinks this could revolutionize learning, problem solving, even creative expression.
But of course, there are downsides. Like, what about privacy? What about control? Could this kind of technology be used for manipulation or surveillance?
Definitely something to consider. But Imad emphasizes the need for safeguards, transparency, and a focus on individual empowerment rather than centralized control.
He believes AI should be a tool that augments our capabilities, not something that replaces or controls us.
It's a vision of collaboration. Humans and AI working together to solve problems, create new possibilities, expand our understanding of the world.
It's both exciting and challenging, but it demands our attention, our engagement.
We need to start asking the right questions. What kind of future do we want to create with AI? What are our values, our goals? How can we make sure AI helps us achieve those goals in a way that benefits everyone?
And like all these questions, they kind of lead to the core dilemma with AI, right?
Yeah.
How do we make sure these super intelligent machines, they actually share our values?
It's like we're giving a kid the keys to the car before they even know the rules of the road, you know? We're building these incredibly powerful tools, but can we really teach them right from wrong?
And what happens if our definition of right and wrong changes? I mean, it's not like those are fixed things, are they?
Exactly. It's a moving target. But Imad points out that a lot of the current focus in AI development is on something called reward functions.
Reward function.
Yes.
It's basically like trying to program AI to crave certain outcomes, to make them, want to please us, their creators.
So like we're trying to train AI like you'd train a dog, give it a treat when it does something good.
Yeah, kind of. But it seems a little simplistic, doesn't it? Like reducing all of human morality to a set of pats on the head and, gold stars.
It's like what happens when the dog gets bigger than you?
Exactly. Even made jokes about that classic thought experiment, the paperclip maximizer.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one. The AI that's supposed to make paper clips, but it ends up turning the whole universe into paper clips because that's how it was programmed to achieve its goal.
Right. It's funny, but it also makes you realize how dangerous it could be to give AI systems goals that are too narrow, too rigidly defined.
Like what happens when their definition of success doesn't match ours?
Exactly. And Imad argues that we need to think beyond these like simple reward systems.
Okay, so what's the alternative?
Well, he suggests exploring more complex concepts like empathy, compassion, maybe even a sense of humor.
Whoa, how do you program those qualities into a machine?
It's a mind-boggling challenge. But Imad's point is that we need to at least try. We can't just assume AI will magically develop human-like values on its own.
Right, we have to be intentional about it, but how?
Well, he throws out this really interesting idea using AI as a form of therapy.
AI therapy.
Yeah, I know, it sounds kind of strange. Like, can a machine really offer genuine emotional support?
It really blurs the lines, doesn't it? Like, on one hand, maybe AI could provide personalized support, tailored to your specific needs, maybe even in a way that a human therapist couldn't.
Right. But on the other hand, it raises all these questions about, like, authenticity.
Yeah.
The nature of human connection.
Like, are we outsourcing our emotions to machines?
Yeah. And then there's this whole idea of AI nannies and personalized education that Imad talks about.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Like, having an AI tutor that can adapt to each child's learning style.
Right. I mean, I can see the potential benefits.
Yeah.
But it also feels like we're stepping into, like, totally uncharted territory.
It's a classic double-edged sword, like personalized education, amazing. But what about the social implications, the potential for, isolation, bias in algorithms?
What about just the lack of, like, genuine human interaction?
Exactly. It's like we're trying to optimize childhood, but are we losing something essential in the process?
Right. It's a tough question. And then Imad brings up another layer of complexity embodiment. AI isn't just lines of code anymore. It's taking physical form in robots.
Robots.
Yeah, robots that can move around, interact with the world, even like perform tasks that used to be considered uniquely human.
So like we're talking about the stuff of sci-fi movies.
Pretty much. He even jokes that soon teachers won't be able to stop their students from like running out of class because the AI teaching assistants will be able to chase them down.
Okay, that's kind of funny. But it also makes the point that this technology is moving really fast.
Yeah, we're not just talking about disembodied voices in our phones anymore. We're talking about machines that can walk among us, learn from us, maybe even surpass us.
It's like we're bringing those sci-fi movies to life with all the excitement and fear that comes with it.
And Imad believes this embodiment of AI is going to have a huge impact on, well, everything. from the nature of work to our relationships to our understanding of what it means to be human.
It's like we're on the verge of a new evolutionary leap, and we have no idea where it's going to take us.
It can be pretty overwhelming to think about, yeah. But Imad reminds us that we're not just along for the ride. We're the ones holding the steering wheel.
So, like, what's his advice? How do we navigate this crazy new world?
He says we need to approach it with a mix of optimism and caution. Embrace the incredible potential, but also be mindful of the risks. Be thoughtful stewards of this technology, not just passive consumers.
He's calling for us to step up, to take responsibility, to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits everyone.
Exactly. And he leaves us with one final question that really gets under your skin. What new religions, political movements, even cults might emerge in this AI-powered world?
Oh, that's a heavy one.
It is. It makes you realize that AI isn't just reshaping our technologies. It's reshaping our beliefs, our values, our whole understanding of the world.
It's like a fundamental shift in what it means to be human.
And if you want another AI dope deep dive, check this next video and ask yourself, how lucky are we to live in these AI dope times?